What if Naruto was raised in Mount Myoboku? So, in this what if, all the events in the canon when Naruto was born in the Nine Tails attack pretty much go the same, but here Minato doesn't have enough chakra to seal it in himself, half of the Nine Tails, so he just seals all of it inside of Naruto. Uh, he does that, and they both die, him and Kushina. And when the third Hokage comes, he sees baby Naruto on the ground. Uh, Naruto isn't crying; he's just sleeping, and he takes him to his office, and he puts him to sleep, and he starts thinking of what should he do with Naruto because he certainly can't take care of him because well he's the Hokage. He doesn't have time for Naruto. He says, well, I could put him in an orphanage, and then he says, but this isn't what Kushina and Minato would have wanted. I can't. And then he thought, oh, Naruto has a godfather. I can give him to Jiraiya. But Jiraiya is out of the village, but currently he seems like the best option. So Hiruzen calls for Jiraiya to come to the village immediately, and let's say like a week later, Jiraiya arrives from his missions and stuff like that, and he says, "Yo, Hiruzen, what's up? Yo, Sensei, what's up?" And Hiruzen says, "Well, there's Minato and Kushina's son." And Jiraiya still hasn't heard that Minato and Kushina are dead. And he's like, well, where's Kushina and Minato? And Hiruzen looks down and says, they're dead. Now, Jiraiya is shocked. He's like, heartbroken. He's like, but how? And, well, Hiruzen says, well, the Nine Tails attacked, and it killed him, but it's sealed inside of Naruto, so it's safe, and Naruto's fine. So, and he says, I want you to take care of Naruto, Jiraiya. Jiraiya says, well, I don't have time for that. I have my missions, but I have a better idea. He says, I want Naruto. It will be best for Naruto to be raised by the toes at Mount Myoboku, and I will visit eventually. Hiruzen agrees with this. He likes the toads. He doesn't have the toad summon, I think, but he likes the toads. He thinks they're cool and all, and they're nice. So Jiraiya takes Naruto and summons himself to Mount Myoboku, basically. And well, there he talks to the elder toads and tells them about Naruto, and the old geezer one that Naruto calls like the biggest one there. He says that, well, there's something about this boy. I think that he might be the child of prophecy, but do not tell the boy. And well, Jiraiya's like, okay. So he says, I'll leave now, but I'll go. I have to go now. I have a mission, but I'm gonna leave the boy in your care. So yeah, that happens, and let's time skip for yeah, 3 years. 3 years. Now, in this time, Naruto is a genius. He grew up to be a genius. By the age of 1.5, he could walk and talk almost perfectly. By the age of 2, he could already run and kind of throw like kunais and stuff. He likes ninjas. And at the age of 3, Naruto asks the toads to teach him about this thing called chakra control. But the toads say that, well, Naruto boy, there's someone coming here very soon to show you how to do that. And Naruto's like, who? And the toads say, well, you'll see. So a few days later, Jiraiya comes along and he's like, hey, Naruto. And Naruto's like, oh, Jiraiya Sensei, it's you. No, he calls him Pervy Sage already. Oh, it's Pervy Sage, hey. And Jiraiya says, I heard you wanted to learn basic chakra control. And Naruto says, yeah, I do. So Jiraiya takes him to a polygon, to a training ground, and starts teaching him how to awaken his how to awaken his chakra, basically. Naruto does that immediately, which absolutely shocks Jiraiya. It took like Jiraiya like three weeks to do it, and Naruto did it in first try, basically less than 2 minutes. So then he said, "Wow, Naruto, you are a genius." Thanks. And now it's time for you to learn tree walking. And Naruto's like, "What? You can tree walk?" And Jiraiya says, "Yeah, you actually can." And Naruto, well, he learns tree walking extremely fast. I'll say like on the third try, he walked up the tree. Jiraiya again shocked. And after that, water walking. Fifth try, again, Jiraiya is amazed at the speed that he's learning. It's amazing. And for the next year, Naruto has been training. Naruto will train with again basic chakra control, perfecting it, and also some of his taijutsu. Now, I won't go into his taijutsu stance yet, but let's just say it's pretty powerful. Gonna be soon. So when Naruto reaches the age of 4, Jiraiya brings to Mount Myoboku some chakra papers, and he wants to test out Naruto's affinity. And when he does that, he is shocked beyond belief. Again, Naruto has 4 chakra natures. He has an immense affinity for fire style, water style. He has an immense affinity for only fire style, and then his sub chakra natures are water style, wind style, and earth style. So Jiraiya's like, wow, you have got to be kidding me. So he starts training Naruto on fire style first because, well, that's his main affinity. So they, for the next 3 years, they train on fire style, perfecting it to the point where like it's amazing, like good, great, and also his taijutsu. Now Naruto's now 8 years old. I'm gonna go over his fire jutsus. Now the thing with Naruto is that he doesn't like learning a lot of jutsus. He likes having 5-6 jutsus that he has, that he knows, and that they are devastating no matter how he uses them. So for fire style, Naruto has fire style fireball jutsu. He has the great fireball jutsu. He has the fire phoenix jutsu. He also has the fire clone, which is just a regular clone, but it's just that when it attacks you and you break it, you get burned. It's a pretty handy technique. He also has the majestic destroyer flame, which is one of his 2 strongest techniques. Now his most strongest technique is purgatory, fire style purgatory. Now fire style purgatory, basically what it does is, basically unlike the majestic destroyer flame where it just shoots out from one side from his mouth, Naruto does it so that fire just basically shoots out like 360 around all of his body, basically creating like a dome, like a shockwave, like coming out of his body, like 360. Everybody will get caught in it. Imagine, yeah, you get it. Basically a bunch of majestic destroyer flames going 360 around Naruto. And he knows that to almost perfection. So his taijutsu right now is I'll say like mid chunin to low chunin level, because I don't want to make him too OP yet. He already is, but if I made him jonin, it'll be super OP. Okay. So that happens, and one day Naruto is training with Jiraiya and the Toes on his taijutsu, and Naruto basically is fighting Jiraiya. He's losing, but then Naruto thinks, I don't want to lose. He's like, I want to win this time, and he just focuses real hard. And then a staff comes out of Naruto's hand. Now, it's a red, like a gray staff, and Naruto's eyes start glowing. Now, Naruto's eyes are blue. Yeah, they're blue, but they start glowing blue. And yeah, when that happened, and Jiraiya's like, what? What? Does Naruto have like a dojutsu? And then Naruto's like, yo, where did I get the staff from? And they start, and Jiraiya says, well, I don't know what this is, Naruto, but let's test it out. And they start fighting with it, and Jiraiya says, let's use some techniques to see what it can do. And when he uses a fire-style fireball, he just basically sees that the staff absorbed the fireball, and nothing happened to the staff. And he's like, well, it seems that, Naruto, you can summon a staff, or maybe many staffs. I don't know what you can do with this, but they could absorb chakra. I wonder if they can send it back. So he's testing out his. He wants to test out his chakra rods, and after I say a week of playing around with it, he finds out that he can summon as many chakra rods as he wants. He calls them chakra rods, chakra staffs. He can't make weapons like swords and kunais and stuff, only like stakes, rods basically. He calls them chakra rods. Now, what these chakra rods can do is that when he summons them, he can make them longer, shorter, wider, thinner, which he can use during battle by saying grow, shrink, widen, something like that. And the chakra rods can absorb chakra as well as send back the chakra they absorbed, but also reflect it, which is crazy OP in my opinion. So Naruto decides to alter his Taijutsu, and from now on he uses his staff. He doesn't call it anything. It's just a chakra staff, like Jin Mori from God of High School. Basically that staff. It's the same length and it can do the same stuff, but just absorb chakra, repel it, send it back. But he doesn't call it Nyoibo or Yoibo or Yaibo. I don't remember how it's called. But he doesn't call it anything. He just says grow or shrink and stuff like that. Like he just uses commands. And he does that. Now his Taijutsu stance is focused heavily around on acrobatics. It looks kind of like breakdancing, but with a bow staff. Yeah, basically, it's super cool. So super smooth and satisfying and very deadly because it's very unpredictable. That's how it looks. Now, he started moving on to water style and earth style. Now, from water style, now he's 9 and he knows the water style, water shockwave, water style, water prison, water style, water bullet, water style, water dragon. He also knows the water clone. Yeah, he also knows the water clone. The water clone is the water clone. He also knows the water style tsunami, which is basically the water style version of the majestic destroyer flame. That's what he can do with water style. He's good at it, but his main style is fire. Now then, from earth style, currently he knows mud wall, earth style mud wall, earth style great earth wall, which is basically a bigger mud wall. He knows earth dome, which is the one that they used against Choji in like the Sasuke retrieval arc, that dude. And he also knows the earth clone. It's basically a super strong clone, but they're very slow. Actually no, it's just a super strong clone, but when you hit it, it just turns to like dust. It's basically like a shadow clone, but a bit worse. A shadow clone is like more resilient, let's say. Yeah, he knows that. So he just continues training, and let me talk a bit about Naruto's personality. So Naruto has been raised by the toads his whole life. He has never gone out of Mount Myoboku, and Jiraiya sometimes comes along, but he's mostly never there because he has to do work for the village, and that saddens Naruto a bit. That like Pervy Sage can't be there with him, but he's not. Jiraiya explains the situation. Is like fine. So Naruto's happy. He isn't like emo, like depressed, but he's also very chill. Like he's chilled out. He's not like the canon Naruto, which is like all over the place, annoying. I don't like canon Naruto. He's extremely annoying. Like annoying. I'm sorry. He's just annoying. He's chill. Imagine Kakashi. He doesn't like speak, but he smiles. He's like cool. He has like Kakashi personality, but I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry, but yeah, he likes Makeup Paradise. Makeup Paradise. It's his favorite books. Like, I know it doesn't make sense that if Jiraiya raises him for him to like the books, but I just want him to like the books because I want him to be friends with Kakashi. Right. So he likes that. He's a bit of a perv, but like, not like Jiraiya, but not like Kakashi either. Like he shows it, not like Jiraiya. And Naruto's appearance. Let me talk about that real quick. Now, currently, Naruto's appearance. Currently, he's a bit taller than Sasuke at like when Sasuke was Naruto's current age. He's a bit taller than Sasuke. He has long, yellow hair. He also has blue eyes. Basically, he looks like the photo, but he doesn't have stage mode yet. Not yet. And well, when so basically, Naruto is 9. He turned 9 exactly, and he starts wondering what's beyond Mount Myoboku. He loves the toads, and he loves Jiraiya. Not in that way, but like it's his family. He loves them dearly, but he wants to venture beyond that. And so Naruto asks the toads and Jiraiya if he can go on a 3-year traveling trip by himself to travel around the great nations and see the world for himself since he's never been outside and to learn about the world. And he says that, well, I'll come back in 3 years when I'm 12, and then I'll probably go to the Leaf Village, to the academy, so that I can be on a Ganning squad. The ones that you told me about, the ones that you told me about, Pervy Sage. And Jiraiya thinks about it, says like maybe it's too dangerous, but no, he approves of the idea. And Naruto goes on his way. Now, Naruto's drip, the way he's dripped out is basically, yeah, like in the picture. Exactly like in the picture. But I don't think you can see the pants. Yeah, you can't see the pants. He's wearing, currently, well, he's not wearing his orange outfit. He's wearing this red robe. He's also wearing, actually, yeah, basically he's wearing his orange jumpsuit and everything like that, but he's also always wearing a robe, the red robe, which, yeah, it's just plain, and also has the Uzumaki symbol on the back. Black, yeah, just his Shippuden clothes, but with a robe on top of it, the red robe. Yeah, basically that's it. And he sets out. Now, for the next 3 years, Naruto has been traveling around the great nations, seeing the world for himself, speaking on girls from time to time, getting punched in the face by them. He has went to the mist, the cloud, the stone, and the sand. He's worked with some of them on multiple occasions to like do like minor missions for them and help them out. he's also been like killing bandits there and there if he bumps into them that are doing bad things. And yeah, he's actually racked up a name for himself. He is known as the Toad Sage. Yeah, he's known as the Toad Sage, just Toad Sage, because he usually has Gamakichi on him. I think that was the Toad's name. He has Gamakichi always with him, like his best buddy and stuff like that. And they always walk around together. And he has like a staff all the time with him, so he's like a sage. And he's got robes and stuff, so you get it. Now, it's time for Naruto to head back, and he passes the Grass Village. Yeah, the Grass Village. Now, you might know where I'm heading with this, you might not. I'm not really discussing the ship, I already chose it. You'll see. So, he walks to the Grass Village and hears shouting, and like a bunch of men shouting at someone. And he walks over there, and he sees a girl with spiky red hair running from like 3 men, and they're saying like, "Come on, let us bite you to restore our chakra." And she's like, "No, I won't do it. Get away from me." And they like grab her and are about to bite her, but Naruto just throws his staff at them. It's like spins in the air like cool, and it just hits them all in the face and knocks them out. And the girl drops down, and Naruto comes up and says, "Are you okay?" And the girl's like scared, like, "What are you gonna do to me? Are you gonna also try to bite me for your chakra?" And Naruto's like, "No, I got plenty I got plenty for myself. I don't need it." And he's like, "What's your name, little girl?" And the girl says, "I'm probably the same age as you." And he says, "My name's Karin Uzumaki." And Naruto's like, "Oh, another Uzumaki." He's like, "What do you mean, another?" And he's like, "Well, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Nice to meet you." And she's like, "But your hair's not red. What do you mean? You're an Uzumaki. You can't be one." And Naruto says, "Well, I don't know who my parents were, but one thing I know is that my mother was an Uzumaki. Yeah, and that's it." And she's like, "Huh, okay." And my name's Karin Uzumaki. I don't know if she already said that, but now she did. Yeah, she did, but whatever. And he's like, "Well, why were the men chasing you?" And she's like, "Well, I have this ability that if you bite me, all your chakra goes back, but it hurts. I don't want to do it. I don't want to let them bite me." And Naruto says, "Well, you don't have to. How about you come with me? I'm heading to the Leaf Village now. I've come back from a long journey, and it's time I head back there. And it's time I head there. And how about I take you with me?" And she's a bit skeptical of this, but she's like, I'm better off with this guy than with like anybody else." And he like grabs, like like not grabs. He like puts his hand in front of her and like gives it to her, like, "Hold my hand, take my hand, like, come with me." And she takes it, and she kind of blushes because Naruto is looking kind of fire, no homo, but he's looking good. Yeah, he's a good looking guy. And they start heading back towards the village. And a week later, yeah, they come to the village hidden in the leaves, the Konoha. And the Eternal Guards, I think that's how they're called, the 2 guards, meet them, and they're like, "Who are you? State your business. What are you doing here?" And Naruto says, "Well, is Jiraiya Sensei here?" And they're like, "Jiraiya Sensei? Oh, you must be Naruto. Yes, we've heard a lot about you. Jiraiya is currently not in the village, but you can come in. And who's this?" And Naruto says, "This is my companion." And they're like, "Okay, come in." And they head towards the Hokage residence. Hiruzen meets them, and he's like, "Well, Naruto and young lady, welcome to the village hidden in the leaves. So, Naruto, are you staying, or are you going on another adventure?" Naruto's like, "No, I think I want to stay in here for a Genin team." And Hiruzen's like, "Oh, you want to become a Genin?" Naruto says, "Well, actually, I don't want to become a Genin. I want to have my own Genin squad." And Hiruzen's like, "Well, that means you'd need to be a Jonin or higher." And Naruto says, "That's the thing. I want to take the exam for the Jonin." And Hiruzen says, "Well, there is no official exam for Jonin, but you could try sparring me, and I know you're smart, so that's not needed." So, in the next part, we're gonna cover if we're gonna see if Naruto becomes Jonin, what team will he get if he does become one, what's gonna go with him and Karin, like how's the whole thing gonna play out. You'll see. I hope you enjoyed this part. This was my first what if ever to be posted probably, so I hope it was fun. If it was not, please comment down what you would like me to do better, because this is my first time. So, thanks for listening.